What happened at one Arrowhead Drive has fans stunned and curious to see what the roster looks like. In just a few days, the Kansas City Chiefs have turned the rest of their roster into a battleground for opportunities, surprise signings, and game-changing additions. And it all started with a rookie contract that could end up looking like a bargain if this offensive line pans out the way we hope. I'll give you all the details, but first, be sure to hit the like button and stay tuned for more updates. Promising offensive tackle Josh Simmons signed his rookie contract this week for years, $14.6 million, fully guaranteed. It's not a bargain, but for a guy with the potential to be a key long-term player protecting Patrick Mahomes, it's a bargain. But that deal was just the tip of the iceberg. Kansas City quietly locked up fifth-round linebacker Jeffrey Boza on a $4.6 million rookie deal. Only $413,000 of that is guaranteed. Seventh-round running back Browshard Smith also got his chance, signing for $4.3 million over 4 years, but with just $133,000 guaranteed. That's the NFL grind for you. Earn it every rep, every down. The reshuffling didn't stop there. B.J. Thompson, last year's fifth-round pick who suffered a terrifying seizure and cardiac arrest, was waived with the intent to revert him to the reserve/NFI list. That move protects both roster space and his recovery process. Head coach Andy Reid said Thompson's making strides, but he's not quite ready. Still, the Chiefs are keeping him in-house, supporting him through recovery. That's a culture move. A championship team doesn't just build through talent. It builds by backing its people. Then came a wave of cuts that included veteran cornerback Robert Rochelle, who saw action mainly as a special teamer with the Rams and Packers. He's now looking for his next opportunity. UDFA safety Will Brooks and wide receiver Justin Lockhart were waived too, Lockhart with an injury designation. Lockhart cleared waivers and reverted to injured reserve, likely banged up during rookie minicamp. That's the harsh side of this game. One tweak, one hit, and the dream stalls. But in the middle of all this shuffling, Kansas City may have unearthed a hidden gem, or maybe even 3. Wide receiver Jimmy Holiday might just be the most intriguing name Chiefs fans haven't heard much about yet. This isn't just another camp body. Holiday ran a 4.44 40-yard dash and wrapped up his 2024 season at Louisiana Tech with 39 receptions for 476 yards and 2 touchdowns. Solid numbers. But here's where it gets spicy. He also carried the ball 48 times for 182 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. That tied him for the team lead in both rushing touchdowns and total scores. Wide out, running back, versatile weapon, whatever you want to call him, he's the type of chess piece Andy Reid loves to experiment with. The Chiefs snagged him before the Giants could even host his tryout. That speaks volumes. Linebacker Cooper McDonald was the next minicamp success story. A former TCU Horned Frog, McDonald battled injury in 2024 but still put together 3 sacks, 4 tackles for loss, and 25 total stops in just 9 games. At 6 feet 2 inches and 235 pounds, he's a bit light for the NFL trenches, but he brings speed off the edge. He's not just a linebacker, he's a pass rusher. And in this Chiefs system, versatility earns you a longer look. He's walking into a crowded room that includes names like George Karlaftis, Charles Omenihu, Mike Dana, Felix Anyadakuzoma, and rookie Ashton Golston. But he's the kind of guy who might flash in preseason and make things interesting. And then there's Major Williams, safety, punt returner, spark plug. Williams lit up his pro day with a 4.44 40 and a relative athletic score of 9.58, despite being undersized at 5 feet 11 inches, 198 pounds. At D2 Carson Newman, he was third on the team in tackles last year and made plays all over the field. 53 tackles, 7.5 for loss, a sack and a half, a pick, and 6 pass breakups. But the juice? His punt return game. In 2022, he averaged an eye-popping 32.8 yards per return. The guy was so electric teams started kicking away from him. Could he push for a roster spot? Maybe. At the very least, he's got something special teams coach Dave Tubb will be watching closely. Still, all eyes remain on the wide receiver room, and it's quickly turning into a war zone. Sky Moore is on notice. Let's not sugarcoat it. He's entering the final year of his rookie deal with a cap hit just north of $2 million. But with only $467,000 in dead money, the Chiefs can move on with little pain if he doesn't show up in camp. He's got competition. Elijah Badger, undrafted but dangerous, brings a similar profile to rookie Jalen Royals, outside alignment, speed to burn, and 0 drops last year on 39 catches for 806 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's 20-plus yards per catch. Chump plays. The Chiefs love that. Then there's M. Delana. At 5 feet 9 inches, 180 pounds, you'd expect him in the slot, but he made his living on the outside. 64 catches, 1,065 yards, 8 touchdowns in 2024, nearly 17 yards a pop. Fast, sure-handed, a guy who's played with Nico Ramirez before. Chemistry helps when jobs are on the line, and just when the dust seemed to settle, Jacksonville threw gasoline on the fire. Gabe Davis, yes, that Gabe Davis, was released. Surprising? Absolutely. The Jags signed him to a 3-year, $39 million deal just last offseason. He played 10 games, had 20 catches, 239 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Not eye-popping, but serviceable. Then came the injury. A meniscus tear ended his season. Now, he's a free agent. What makes this spicy for Chiefs fans is the fit. Davis is just 26. He has 4 solid years of production in Buffalo behind him. He'd be a cost-effective veteran option on the outside, replacing what Justin Watson brought, and then some. Chiefs insider Matt Lane called that role the sacrificial X wide out, running-go routes, opening space for the underneath weapons. It's not glamorous, but it's essential. Davis could be that guy. But do the Chiefs really need him? Could Jalen Royals do the same thing and grow into it over the season? That's the internal debate. Royals has the tools, but not the experience. Davis is proven, but might eat snaps from a rookie we all want to see blossom. And that's just the first half of what's unfolding. Before we dive into what this means long-term and whether the Chiefs should pounce on Davis or let the young guns duke it out, what do you think? Should Kansas City bring in a veteran like Gabe Davis? Or let guys like Royals and Badger prove they can handle it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If Kansas City signs Gabe Davis, they're getting a big-bodied, straight-line speed guy who thrives when stretching the field. Think back to his playoff explosion with the Bills, a 4-touchdown game against the Chiefs in 2022. That's the ceiling. You don't forget a performance like that. That's why some fans still dream about him in red and gold. It's not just about filling a role. It's about the potential for a game-breaker who's done it on the biggest stage. And financially, it might make too much sense. Jacksonville still owes him guaranteed money, so any team that signs him now might only have to shell out a minimum deal, and Davis still gets paid. That's a win-win. Kansas City could add a legit outside threat with playoff chops for pennies on the dollar. With Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and Travis Kelce stretching defenses horizontally, imagine Davis as the vertical hammer, punishing defenses who dare press up. But then there's the other path, the path that trusts the young core. Jalen Royals has outside experience, even if it came at Utah State. He's got the burst, he's got the hunger, and he's already got chemistry with Patrick Mahomes from early camp work. The downside? He's unproven. There's risk, but this is how stars are born. If the Chiefs go young, they give Royals, Badger, and maybe even Jimmy Holiday a real chance to earn their stripes. Holiday, remember, was too good to even make it to the Giants tryout. KC swooped in first. That tells you something. Andy Reid and Brett Veach don't waste spots. There's always a plan, and maybe that plan is flexibility. Keep the depth high. Let the camp battles play out. Then, if needed, maybe due to injury, maybe due to inconsistency, circle back to Gabe Davis or another veteran later in the offseason. That could give the rookies runway to shine while leaving the door open for a safety net. This wide receiver room is no longer a weak spot. It's a proving ground. Roster spots won't be given. They'll be earned, and that includes the punt return game. Don't sleep on Major Williams. That 32.8 yards per return stat from 2022 still lingers in the back of Tubbs' mind. I guarantee it. The fact that Kansas City is making these moves post-draft, churning the roster this aggressively, signals one thing. The front office is not done. They're not satisfied. They want better. And with OTAs, training camp, and preseason ahead, there's still time to tweak, tune, and test. So here's where we leave it. Should the Chiefs trust the rookies to step up, or sign Gabe Davis now before someone else does? This move could set the tone for how aggressive Kansas City plans to be in building around Mahomes for another run at the Lombardi. Let me know what you think. Drop a comment. Tell me which path you take. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for all the latest Chiefs updates. Go Chiefs!